Hey, you guys, thanks for listening into this episode of Tips with T. On today, I have Mr. David with us. Hey, Mr. David, how are you today?
T, how are you doing, girl? I'm doing great. Thank you.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show today. So tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Well, I'm a certified professional life coach, and I've got my own business, and I've got two programs in my business, one for men and women who want to achieve any goal, and one for husbands and fathers who are frustrated, angry, and stressed and know that they shouldn't take it out on their families and want to stop. So I help people, whatever they want to accomplish, I help them get there.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm glad you came on the show today because like life coaching is on the horizon now. A lot of
Definitely.
people don't really know how essential life coaching can be when it comes to their life, their goals, business. So what made you decide to become a life coach?
Well, my own transformation and the impact that personal growth had on my life. For to make a long story short, my father died when I was 7, and he was 44, and it completely traumatized me, and it became an excuse for me to fail and be dysfunctional and not be successful at anything. And I'm a slow learner, T, and I lived that way for about 30 years, and finally decided I'd had enough. I reached out to a friend and he helped me. He gave me a book that completely changed my life called The University of Success. And that book led to lots of other books, coaches, seminars, etc. And my life was so completely transformed by the things that I was learning. I wanted to help other people do that. So I got certified as a professional life coach, started my own business about 6 years ago, and I've been doing that ever since.
Awesome, awesome. Um, yeah, like I said, life coaching is essential now. So why do you think life coaching is so important, especially during this time with all these different things going on and trying to transition from COVID and all this other good stuff? So why is life coaching so important?
Well, it really is important. And I know people would expect me to say this because this is what I do.
Hmm.
But it really is important. And I think, people ask me sometimes who needs a life coach, and I say that everybody does. And
Hmm.
that's not just because I'm happen to have a business in that, but really, T, I mean, when you think about anybody in any situation, wherever you are on the scale of progress, there's a next level that you're wanting to get to, and you don't know how to get there, but somebody can help you get there. So if you're just getting started, you got no clue how to get started or what to do. If you're 5 years down the road, you want to get somewhere 10 years, how are you going to get where you want to go 10 years from now? If you're making 7 figures, you want to make more than that. How are you going to do that? You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know how to get to the next level, but somebody does. And that somebody can be a coach who can come alongside you and do what I talk about all the time, which is, as coaches, we do three things for people. We give you knowledge that you don't have, we give you tools that you don't have, and we give you support that you don't have. And I mean, think about it, T. If you're going to get anywhere, you got to know something, you got to have some tools, and you got to have somebody there walking with you and helping you. And that's what coaches do.
Yeah, yeah. Like I had mentioned before when we were talking earlier, I had got certified as a life coach and a business coach because I'm starting to learn now it's like more essential. And then a lot of my clients, they're really needing the coaching part to understand the steps and about their business or just about life in general and just trying to help them,
Yeah.
get your personal together and then you can
Yeah.
work on your business stuff because if
Yeah.
you don't, you're gonna be everywhere.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so it is I'm seeing a very rising of the need for it. And it's very beneficial because like me myself personally, I have coaches, I have mentors.
Yep. Yep.
And it has been a game changer for me as far as providing me knowledge, resources, and the support that I need that I can't get from anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
sometimes your family and your family and your circle, they can't offer you the support and the knowledge and stuff that you need because they don't know, they never had it. So just to have that
Exactly.
particular person um there to help you along your journey is very essential and very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it doesn't matter, again, no matter what level you're at. I mean, Tiger Woods, LeBron James, these people are at the top of their game, literally the best in the world, and they have coaches. They have people who are helping them make adjustments and do things differently. I mean, if people who are literally the best in the world have coaches, all the rest of us need coaches. And I've had coaches, I've got a coach now. And so it's not like those of us who are coaches are telling everybody else, hey, go hire. We've got coaches too. We're
Exactly.
spending money.
Hmm.
Over the last several years, I've spent over $40,000 of my own money on coaching for me and
Hmm.
my business. And so this is not something all those people out there need. Coaches are getting coached too
Hmm.
because we know the value of it.
Yeah. So, how do your clients, um, benefit from your services? Because I know your niche is take back your life. So, what sets you apart from other coaches so they can take back their life?
Yeah, well, so what sets me apart for one thing is that I don't teach or train in anything that I did not do or don't currently do because, again, I went through this transformation myself. So I learned firsthand what works and what doesn't work, and I learned a lot about what works and ways that we can make it work or not. So in other words, there are things too like affirmations.
Mhm,
Affirmations work, but if you don't know how to do them, they're not going to work for you. And so
mhm,
I've learned a lot of ins and outs personally, in addition to getting trained. I find that my coaching resonates a lot with Christians. I'm a Christian. I'm also a Christian minister. I've been in ministry for over 30 years. And so one thing that kind of sets me apart is what I do resonates with Christians, particularly. And so that's something a little different about my coaching. And I don't do my coaching isn't Bible studies and sermons, but it's from a Christian perspective, certainly.
mhm,
And so that's something a little bit different as well. But what I'm teaching is what I did. And so what I train my clients in is what I call the 4 pillars of personal success. We begin with taking responsibility. Then we learn how to take control of our thoughts and words. Then we learn how to create a vision of the life that you want to live that's in alignment with your core values. And then we learn how to set and achieve goals. And so those 4 things are going to get you where you want to go.
yeah, yeah, and that's very essential. A lot of people don't understand that your vision must line up with your purpose. Like, all that stuff plays a role
Yeah,
when it comes to
yeah,
achieving anything in life.
absolutely.
When it comes to achieving anything in life.
Absolutely. If your car is out of alignment, if your spine is out of alignment, everything's going to be jacked up. So we've got to get values, vision, and goals all aligned, or nothing's going to work right.
Mhm. That's exactly right. So tell us more about like the men's aspect, because I know you mentioned before that you coach the men and the fathers. So tell us more about that and exactly how that looks like, because I think I don't see a lot of men going to get coaching. I see mostly women, and I really try to push and encourage men to
Yeah.
go because it's very essential for them to get
Yeah.
coached too as well, because they are the head, they are the leaders, and they need to go. So tell us more about the men part.
It's funny too. Yeah, I tell people all the time that creating a program for men is the dumbest business decision I ever made because getting men to get help is like pulling teeth. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just almost impossible. So, yeah, so I was an angry husband and father because of my own misery and frustration. I was very angry with my wife and kids and did a lot of things that I regret. So I know how that is, and I'm able to help men focus on themselves. What I tell them when they come in the pro, look, we're not going to talk about your wife. We're not going to talk about your kids. We're going to talk about you, and
Hmm.
we're going to get you straight. We're going to get you doing what you need to be doing and get you fixed up. And that way you're going to show up as a calm and patient, loving, present, connected husband and father. That's going to transform your family. Everything is going to be different. So I take them through those same basic 4 pillars, but we apply it directly to them as husbands and fathers. And what we're seeing with our clients, T, is amazing transformations. They're happier. They're not yelling. They're not fighting. They're
Hmm.
having fun with their families again. I had a client who told me the other day, he said they were eating supper and his wife leaned over and gave him a big hug. And she said, I'm so happy that you're in this program. And I'm so happy about the different man that you've become. And I mean, we're just seeing a lot of success with men who are willing to get help. They're taking off like rockets.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, I have a best friend, and me and him was talking, and I'm so proud of his accomplishments. But I always kind of tell him, make sure you make time for you to work on you. Make sure you make time for you to do self-care and the self-help that you need so you can show up for yourself. And then when you be able to show up properly for yourself, you'll be able to show up properly for others. And so me and him was just having that talk across the weekend. And I mean, like I said, I really do want our men to go and get help because some of them do struggle and they do become angry husbands and angry fathers, and it can ruin a marriage. So I really do
Absolutely.
encourage, like, men, please go out there and get the mentorship, the coaching and stuff that you need, because it's out there.
Yes.
Hmm.
Absolutely. It definitely is. And you're right. If we don't take care of ourselves, and this is what, when a lot of men realize that there are problems at home, what they're going to do is start to work on the marriage relationship or the parenting, but they're still not working on themselves. And what I tell them is, we're going to work on you. And when you work on you, this is what happened to me. I never set out to work on myself as a husband and father. I worked on myself, and I automatically became a much better husband and father. So that's where all the focus needs to be. I tell people all the time, stop working on your marriage, start working on yourself. And that sounds weird and it sounds wrong, but that's the only way we're ever going to get better.
Hmm. Yeah, it's all starts with you. All
Yep.
starts with you.
100%.
Hmm. Well, Mr. David, thank you so much for being on the show today. So tell our listeners what type of services like you're offering, how they can get in contact with you, and if you have any other things you are offering during this time. And I'm going to share the social media handles with our listeners so they can know.
Awesome. Thank you, T. I appreciate that. Absolutely. So you can see my website is takebacktheletters.yl.com for Take Back Your Life. You can also find me on Facebook. I'm David Price in Morehead City, North Carolina. So you can find me there. And we got two programs. One is for men and women who, I don't care what goal you're trying to achieve. We've had people come into the program because they wanted to be happier. They want to make more money. They want to lose weight. We're able to help anybody achieve any goal that they have. And then that program for husbands and fathers to eliminate the stress, frustration, and anger, and be the husband and father that you want to be for your family. So I'd love to talk to anybody about either one of those programs.
Awesome. And you guys make sure you check him out, utilize his services, because this coaching is well needed during this time. And if you all would like to get in contact with me, you can do so. My number is 910-317-0396. You can find me or shoot me an email at contact@mjfinancial.biz. You can go to my website, www.mjfinancial.biz. You can listen to this episode on Spotify, you guys, now. And then it's on the other platforms too as well. And you can find the video back for the video or the replay of this episode on the YouTube channel for M&J Financial Management as well. So I want to thank you once again, Mr. David, for coming on the show. I highly appreciate you. It's very rare that we have, life coaches on to talk about these things, but it's very well needed.
Thank you, T. I appreciate you having me. I love what you're doing. And if I can support or promote you in any way, please let me know. But thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And all right, you guys, we will see you on the next episode of Tips with T.